Just pay attention to this audio from Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and I have a lot of other things to tell you, and the reaction from Deputy Prime Minister towards those people wey say them they fight for freedom, wey waka go Finland, go they represent Nigeria government. Many things they happen for this Biafra movement. Everything don't clear up. We don't know the people where they fight against our freedom.
A massive jubilation in the southeastern part of Nigeria because the Finland judge that wrongly persecuted Simon Ekpa, Samsa Akala. Samsa Akala, so a lot of people say has allegedly been arrested. They said the law that used to judge Simon Ekpa wasn't the right thing because he said Simon Ekpa was inciting violence. Even later, he turned into tax fraud, and at the same time, he said Ekpa was fighting for marginalization of the Biafrans living in Nigeria, which is no offense according to the UN law. And at the same time, this man now, they said what law do you used to judge Ekpa? He said because they didn't even come to. He said any law outside Finland was difficult for them to come to Nigeria to get investigation. Do you think that him be monitored by the ICC and possibly arrested will be the right thing? That's Simon Ekpa will be
exonerate Simon Ekpa. Justice Akahala, the Finnish judge that actually sentenced the Simon Ekpa, is indicted because closely he was monitored by international criminal courts. And you see the kind of environment where he found himself is the most advanced environment region in Europe. The EU are not playing with the Scandinavian Europe. They are the most developed, the most actually technologically advanced country in Europe. Finland, Denmark, also Norway, Sweden, Iceland, they are wonderful people. That's why this chief judge that actually sentenced Ekpa is being apprehended. They've actually detected his hypocrisy, his fault, and his, illegal activities. Probably, Alex Top has paid him. I mean, the Finnish president that actually collected bribe to supply Nigeria with all the solar panel, poles across the country. He actually met with him and they just gang up together. That's why Simon Ekpa is free. Simon Ekpa is free. The chief judge, the justice that actually jailed him is in hot soup. Ekpa is free, and there is jubilation. The whole southeastern Nigeria jubilating because Ekpa has been let off the hook, and this justice Akhala, or what is that his name, is in a hot soup right now. Do you know what happened? Finland actually investigated the law under which Ekpa is being wrongly jailed by that justice Akhala, and I found out that that law does not exist in Nigeria. There's nothing like tax law here. You could acquire whatever you want to acquire. Our tax reform law does not ask you how much you have in the bank. So it's just a law that does not exist in Nigeria. A law that is hardly existed in Finland. And I'm telling you that as Mazin Nandekanu is freed in Nigeria, Simon Ekpa is working out free in Finland, though he has been, released based on bail for how many months ago now. And I'm telling you that Simon Ekpa comes 2026 is gonna be totally out of jail. So shame onto Nigeria, shame onto Governor Mba, shame onto Mohamed Buhari, shame onto the current president of Nigeria, who is bent on stealing public funds by, imposing on us, this tax policy. Tax reform policy is not in our constitution and is going to add more to the sufferings of all Nigerians. What about tax identification number? Tax identification number 10 is illegal. I'm telling you, they're adding fire to fuel to Nigerians. Nigerians are suffering and we are adding taxes. We want every Nigerian to be paying taxes right now and thereby using the tax identification number to have access to account details of every Nigerian. Every Nigerian. That is stealing by trick. That is 419, highest order of 419. Let me assure you that comes January this year, Nigeria is going to face a crisis as a result of protests. Tax reform is illegal. We are not going to pay tax. They are going to add more suffering to suffering we are going through now. Will be doubly redoubled comes 2026. So I see Simon Ekpa issue as what? A disgrace to Nigerian nation. Ekpa is free, exonerated, set free, indeed, because the law over there is not holding him. The judgment of Justice Akala, or whatever I call his name, in Finland, is dubious. It's an illegal judgment, a law that does not exist in Finnish constitution. He is to be questioned by ICC. By now, they are, planning where to keep him at the International Criminal Court in either Brussels or Hague. That justice that judged Simon Ekpa illegally must go to jail. He is going to jail. I see him going to jail. Yes, he's going to jail. He's gonna be jailed because the whole EU, they've actually faulted his judgment. The judgment is not based on the law that Ekpa actually contravened. On the constitution of the Finland, it was not embedded there. Then international law again, it is not embedded there. Someone fighting hard for his own tribesmen or region to be free under the tutelage of Fulani, Arab and Yoruba Arab has never committed any crime because he was working hard to free the Igbos, to free his people, the Igbos, and alleviate them from slavery of 1970 till date. That is 55-year-old slavery. Ekpa did not commit crime. The Finnish justice, I think, does not know the law. He should have shown Simon Ekpa the law. Show Ekpa the law. Show the Finnish citizens that are supporting Biafra currently the law. Show the entire EU the law. Show the Igbo man the law. That justice that's actually jailed Ekpa or sent him into detention is still an elementary school justice. He doesn't know the law.
So you're trying to tell me that he's a charge and bail lawyer?
He's a charge and bail lawyer. No, Ukumango lawyer. A lawyer that stays at Ukumango, that is the mango, under the shadow of mango tree. When somebody commits crime, they come to the magistrate court. Under the mango tree, he will meet his own client. They will write it down. What are your offenses and charges? The culpable will, open up the charges before the lawyer, and the lawyer will say, go, I will charge you and bail you. That is charge and bail. Charge and bail. Charge and bail.
But one of the things that he prosecuted Simon Ekpa for was what? He said Ekpa was inciting terror, inciting crimes, importing arms, into the southeastern part of Nigeria.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Why do you say it's allegedly?
Thank you so much.
Because we know
the former governor of Kaduna State, Erupts, has been indicted as one of the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. Allegedly, they were importing arms for the bandits and all the perpetrators of Boko Haram insurgency in the northeastern Nigeria. Allegedly, and allegation. Gumi, the Muslim or Islamic cleric that has been consulting the terrorists in the bush, allegedly importing arms from Middle East Europe. I mean, the terrorists, the bandits, the herdsmen, I don't know what I'm saying. After collecting ransoms from their victims, Gumi was giving his own chair. They have been doing this business. Allegedly, Ekpa was accused of orchestrating terrorism in Nigeria. Allegedly, the youth, isn't it? They are all same. Let me tell you, there's no case that is holding Ekpa from expressing himself when he was working hard, fighting hard to make sure that he sets his people free at the axis of Igbo North, Enugu and the Ebonyi states. When I'm fighting for my tribe, I'm not committing any crime. That's why I'm saying that Igbo man should learn how to be tribalistic. When you are tribalistic, you are fighting for your tribe. If anybody is fighting Mr. Keke and you are Mr. Chike, you should go and help Mr. Keke, even though if he's wrong. That is the meaning of tribalism. Failure to do so, you are going to lose it. Tribalism is very important this time around. After my key studies, I found out that the most united tribe in Nigeria, number one, is Hausa. An Hausa man will be fighting wrongly, on the wrong side. If you want to meddle, to bring peace between two of them, the two parties that are aggrieved, an Hausa man will say, leave him. He's my brother. He is at fault, but he's my brother. I will fight for him. That is tribalism. An Igbo man will be fighting with his, maybe Yoruba brother or Kanuri brother. If an Igbo man comes there, he will say, what is going on? You, my Igbo brother, you are wrong. That is wrong. Why are you telling your brother Igbo that is wrong when is wrong? If you are telling your Igbo brother that is wrong when he is wrong, it means you are not tribalistic, and that is the reality. When you are tribalistic, you are getting it wrong. Kanu has been jailed for how many months now? Did any Igbo man go there and fight government? No. Igbo man is trying to exempt themselves from what? Tribalism, which is not good. And if Igbo man is tribalistic, the entire Igbo would have marched on to Sokoto prison en masse, fighting for Kanu's liberation and what? Extrication, to set him free, his freedom. But because Igbo man is not tribalistic, they are not united. Unity is tribalism. Disunity is not tribalism. And I'm telling you that tribalism is the best in Nigeria.
Okay, but one of the things the judge also prosecuted him for, he said that Ekpa was fighting for the secession of the southeastern part of Nigeria.
That's very good.
He said
that is very good. Ekpa is fighting for.
Did he do the wrong thing?
No, it's the right thing now. What do you mean? Since 1970, the leadership of the country, national cake is being shared between Yoruba, Fulani, Yoruba, Fulani, Yoruba, Fulani. And listen to my own mathematics. In 1976, listen, Ramat Mohammed was actually eliminated. He was killed along Obalande filling station at that junction on Friday of 1976, a certain month, I think July to be precise. It was after when he prayed at the mosque on his way going back home. He was intercepted by these zealous military officers led by Gonwok, Sukadinka, and the rest of them. Why? Because they are zealous to be president. Then when he died, who replaced Ramat Mohammed? Olusegun Obasanjo. Where was he from? Or where is he from? He is from Southwest Yoruba. Then when Olusegun Obasanjo actually exhausted 4 years tenure, what happened? An election should be conducted. What happened after the conduction of that election? Malam Shehu Chagare from Chagare town, I think in Sokoto State. That's why they are saying that Sokoto State born to rule. He became the president, a Fulani man. And when Shehu Chagare was ousted, the same Fulani man took over from Shehu Chagare. What am I trying to say now? Yoruba, Obasanjo, Yoruba, Shehu Chagare, Yoruba, Buhari from Daura. And after Buhari coup, do you think actually took away, the power from Buhari? It was a Kanuri man it was not even Kanuri man, a Nupe man from Mina, Niger State, in the person of Badamosi. Babangida, do you see it? It's the same knot. And after Babangida was up again, it was who? An Estronical from Southwest, that is Yoruba. And after an Estronical from Southwest, a Kanuri man from Borno State, he became Nigerian president. The same knot, not Igbo man. And after Abacha again, what happened? Abdusalam Abubakar, a Fulani man. And after Abdusalam Abubakar, who again? Organa the same Obasanjo, that's Yoruba. And after Obasanjo, a South man, Jonathan, become Nigerian president. Igbo man is still waiting. Do you see where Igbo man has been neglected over many years in Nigeria? Oga, we are overdue for secession. Oga, it is not negotiable. This unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. I'm telling you. Since 2011, 14, 2015, Muhammad Buhari, a Fulani man again, a Yoruba man as vice president. Oga, Abambo, Otunogbe. When you shoot again, it landed on the bridge. Pivots. Are we minting or printing blades? Manufacturing blades only for the bridge pivots is an Igbo adage. Let me tell you, Yemi Ochumajo, Buhari, that is Fulani, Yoruba. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Chetima, are they fools? They are fooling themselves. Igbo man is not a fool. All these tribes that have been spoiling, destroying Nigeria economy, pretending as if they are doing the needful. They are all moronic tribes. They don't know what leadership is all about. They are all clueless. And today I want to tell you that if you neglect Igbo, you have neglected Nigeria. And the comfort made, Igbo man must go. We don't beg anybody and we're not happy to stay here. We are not part of Nigeria. We are not one Nigeria. Chege. Lie, lie.